to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below.
Society is already very difficult for Black people in general. And for people to call into question saying that I hate Black men is asinine to me, because Black everything matters. Black everything matters. When they see you walking down the street, they don't see a human being. They see what's been perpetuated in society. They see what's been perpetuated in the media, that you're aggressive, that you're violent. But I know that these behaviors that are being exhibited are actually depression and anxiety. And unfortunately, society has taught you that anger and lashing out and fighting back is the only acceptable response. I am pleading that y'all seek help, because women are hurting. We want you to be better, but I'm getting attacked.
So whenever I happen to see a woman crying online, I have to question a lot of things, right? What brought on these tears? Where specifically is this coming from? What is this attributed to? What is this? Is it residual from some underlining thing? Is this something that you're just now uncovering? Or is it the fact that, accountability and responsibility is now falling back onto you for the things that you've decided to act upon or directly state when it comes to speaking on another group in a negative type of way? I could have sworn the same person that is crying right now is the same person who stated this.
A common misconception about me as a clinician is that 90% of my clientele have been men, Black men specifically. And what we specifically work on is expanding their emotional vocabulary, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't even have the words to express how you're feeling.
Me, you hear what you're saying out loud, brother?
So you clearly stated that 90+% of your clients are clearly Black men, and within listing that, you then decided to go into it a bit further and, in a sense, more than likely referencing or talking about or generalizing Black men, and stating that emotionally we don't know how to communicate. We don't know the emotional language in order to properly communicate with our partner who is a Black woman, thereby having a broken or a relationship that is not going to pretty much go anywhere at all, right? And you stated that we need to put forth a better emotional vocabulary.
When bitches are telling y'all to go to therapy, it's not for us, it's for y'all sad motherfuckers. Go to therapy, talk about that shit that's on your chest. You don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all are doing a disservice to y'allself.
Nigga!
So I'm just trying to figure out, is that the emotional vocabulary that is supposed to come from a clinician who has a 90+% clientele of Black men that decides to go online and then complain about the very same Black men that she is supposed to be there to help, to deal with, to help progress, to help break through certain limitations and or barriers in order to become a better Black man, not only for themselves, but also for their friends, their family, and for the Black woman that is specifically in their life, right? So the thing I'm trying to figure out is how, if all of this is about Black men, how do we get into the first part of the original video that you're stating that, oh, it's very hard for Black people in general? Who's talking about Black people in general? And then you want to sit up there and state a little bit of something about Black men, and then after that you want to state how Black men are being heard and different things of that nature. I'm like, where did all of this stuff come from? Because I could have sworn that the greater majority of your clientele is Black men. So why are you not staying focused on Black men? Why are you trying to slice it and dice it, and you're trying to throw everybody into the same pot when it's not about everybody? I'm a little bit confused, because in one video You wanted to state now, black women have raised their standards because black men wanted us to raise our standards. Now y'all getting axed out and da 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 because y'all can't fit the standards that we in a sense want.
Y'all told bitches to elevate our standards. And at the cost of us elevating y'all standards, y'all got axed because y'all didn't elevate either. Bitches are not tolerating emotional abuse, emotional neglect. Step it up. Go talk to somebody. Go expand your emotional vocabulary so your life can be better, bitch.
Whoa there, buddy.
Now, and then in a whole nother video, you want to sit up there and talk about the fact that black men are just not emotionally there and expressive. But then in that very same video, you want to sit up there and talk down about black men and their lack of what it is that they have, which is the emotions, because they have an emotional barrier there due to the fact of society, not only society, but also black women as well. Because we all know that if a black man shows any type of weakness to a woman, it's not going to end well at all. It's not going to end well. Women in general don't want to sit up there and hear about men's problems. They don't want to hear about your day. They don't want to hear about you going through depression. They don't want to sit up there and see you crying. They don't want to see any of that, because the moment in time that you showcase that to a woman, they're going to see that as a weakness, and then your points of being a man is going to drastically go down. The only women out here that actually respect you for, in a sense, being that vulnerable, being a man, is number one, your mother and your grandmother. And then number two, basically number two, your daughter. That's it. Mother and grandmother, and then daughter. Those are the only ones that will 100% see you and still respect you for the man that you are. Any other woman outside of that, I'm going to generalize, because I don't care what any other woman is going to sit up there and say. You could talk about your own personal experience. That's great. But I'm talking about being a man. And I'm talking about the fact of living and walking this my whole life. So whatever, you want to add on to this, it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. It just doesn't, because this is a man explaining what it is to be, right? So all I'm saying is this: any woman outside of that don't even matter, because they're not going to respect you in general. Just like I basically stated about women in general, they're not going to respect you in general. Women can come to us with all of their problems, all of their emotional needs, and we'll pretty much, for all intents and purposes, will be there. But the moment in time that you, in a sense, as a man, you crumble, this is, in a sense, what you get. This is the type of mouth that you get. This is the type of energy that you get. It's like, in one token, women want men to, sit up there and talk and be emotional and all this other type of stuff. And then when we decide to sit up there and do it, magically it's the wrong time. It's like, yo, what are you doing? How are you breaking down? Like, yo, I don't need this right now. I can't deal with this. We got all this, right? So it's like, at one moment they want us to be emotional, and then the other moment they want us to, quote unquote, be a man and shut up and toughen it up and yada yada yada. This is why men do not open up to women. This is exactly why. This is this is patient zero for all intents and purposes. This is why. So like I said before, if you don't believe what I'm saying, just go through and just watch some of her videos. But let's continue.
Long gone are the days where you can just shut down. Bitches is not tolerating that. Like, it used to be where men provided financially or with schmeat, and bitches can make their own self come, and we can pay for our own shit. So I'm gonna need y'all to catch up on the emotional part.
Well, damn. Bitch, you guessed it.
And this is where black men have caught up on the emotional part. Now, I'm just speaking for some of the ones that, that are directly out there that I'm observing, right? This is why you've had a lot of channels where black men are like, yo, I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm about to go abroad, where it's, of course, also cheaper to live, where it's easier to live, where the food is also great. Don't really got to spend a lot of money. It's nice sights out there, such as mountains, such as forests, such as, all these, exotic, type of things that are directly out there that you can never, ever happen to see in the United States unless you look directly on the Discovery Channel, or what used to be, right, the Discovery Channel. And now you have black women getting angry at black men deciding, who decide that they want to go directly out and they want to go live in other countries and they just want to be happy there because they're tired of dealing with all of these up and down, type emotions. They're tired of like, okay, in one token, it's like, yeah, we want you to be this, we want you to be that. But then the next same token, we want you to also be this and we want you to be that. And then in the next same token, it was like, yo, I don't want none of that. I just need you to be this one thing. Just be this one thing. And that's all you got to sit up for. It's a changing type of dynamic every single time. And it's like you expect men, and especially black men, to be able to keep up with this shift. Because the main thing that men have noticed is that no matter what you do, no matter how much you give to a woman, she's never going to be happy. And that's just a fact. A lot of women aren't going to understand that because they're not out here dating other women. Other women who date women understand what men are actually saying because they actually have to deal with women while also being a woman at the same time. So a lot of the lesbians out here, they understand what it is that guys are sitting up here saying because they can sit up there and see it. And because like I said before, I've had conversations and I've overheard conversations and I'm like, well, we try to sit up there and tell people, but up until those people that want to always push back on men talking, up until they're actually dating women to actually understand what it is, that's the only time that is going to happen. But they're not going to do it. So they're always going to be in that place of like, oh no, y'all just sit up here saying this, it's not really that, it's not really. Hey, like I said. And the other aspect is that you got, men out here, especially black men, that are tired of always having all of these negative titles. Like you have a lot of men out here that are genuinely searching for a partner, that are genuinely searching for a fiance, for a wife. And it's very difficult due to the fact that all of the baggage that these black women are carrying, it gets shifted and thrown into the whole other guy. All of the blame from previous black men is getting thrown onto a brand new guy who doesn't even deserve it. Like the dude didn't do anything wrong. He's not a part of any type of situation, but this is just in a sense what it is that, they decide to do. And along with the names, that are being used, like, oh, you're dusty, oh, you're broke, oh, you can't do this, oh, you're not making a certain type of money, or all of y'all are deadbeats, y'all are this, y'all are that, and da da da, y'all don't love black women, y'all don't want to be with us, y'all don't support us, y'all don't protect us, y'all don't do nothing for us, y'all detrimental to the community. Like I told people before, if this is the case, right, just hear me out. If it is the case that just all black men out here in the black community just ain't shit, right? Because when I go online, that's what I'm hearing from black women. If that is the case, that all black men ain't shit, then why get angry if those black men that you're saying ain't shit decide to move elsewhere just to quote unquote be happy? Because in a sense, that should clear out the field, which means that black women should no longer have a problem actually seeing and finding the black men that they are actually looking for. But the problem within that is that within the rhetoric and the ideals that they have spread negatively about black men, even the good, decent black men don't even want to sit up here and be here to deal with a lot of that excess baggage because they don't have to. They don't deserve to sit up there and have to deal with all of this hurt and all of this anger, all of this animosity, all of this masculinity. They don't deserve to sit up there and deal with that. So what are they going to sit up there and do? Not deal with it. Like I said before, people can get mad at the stuff that I'm saying in this video if they want to, but if you're getting mad, you're not focusing on the real issue. You're not focusing on the real problem. She clearly told you exactly what the problem was, but yet again, people aren't going to, in a sense, pay attention to that honesty.
That in a lot of intimate relationships, there's this pit-pat like competition of who makes the most and who does this and who does that, when it should be a symbiotic relationship. Black men are so consumed with being dominant and being on top. For what? At the cost of dimming your bitch's shine. I was in a relationship with someone who said they no longer respected me the moment I started making more than them.
Behavior.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
I said before, you have a lot of black women out here who have selectively made the wrong choices in men they've gone against all of the red flags, and they decided to still date these dudes anyway, and end up being hurt for a variety of reasons. And then they want to spread that hurt onto the next man. They want to blame the next man, and then they want to talk about black men in general. Black men ain't this, black men ain't that. And then they want to go to all these social media forums where other black women who speak the exact same thing are saying the exact same thing, and they want to share in all of that hurt, all of that pain. But yet the same person that is a therapist is obviously in need of therapy, but yet not seeking therapy for the amount of hurt and the pain that she has gone through. Because I'm pretty sure, let's just put it in a better light, right? I'm pretty sure that if she herself, being a therapist, was to actually go and seek out therapy to actually heal and benefit not only herself but the community in general, I bet that more than likely she could potentially be a very great therapist. But the problem with that is the utmost people who have the utmost knowledge think that they know what is best, in a sense, for themselves, and will disregard any and all information and wisdom that somebody else who is separate from them will try to impart onto them so that they can grow and elevate as a person.
You again. Why do you persist? What a waste of your last words. Remember that freak I fought last time? The one who nearly buried me alive?
Am I gonna have to dig you out of the rubble again?
Detected.
Not this
Access
time.
granted.
He's sung his last. And the pod's ours.
Great! Then, out of curiosity, can you explain to me why that pod didn't land with the rest of them?